Welcome in coffee and tea. Now pull up and see. How do you lay your welcome to coffee and tea? Have a sip. Welcome to coffee and tea. Cream and sugar. Welcome to coffee and tea.
Hello, everybody. That was such a rough transition today. I don't know what's going on. I'm running from one thing to the next today, and I'm so glad it happened because we really are talking about this on the show today. So, thank you so much for joining, for tuning in, for coming and being a part of it. Go ahead and tell your friends, tell your family. Like, it has been a minute, y'all, since we have talked last. So I am super excited to be back on and being back in the mix. So let me know you're out there. Let me know that you're watching. I know we didn't have a title card today, and that's my fault. When you have to be the host and the producer at the same time, sometimes some things fall through the cracks, and my title card fell through the cracks today. So, if you don't know what we are talking about, today we are talking about unlearning survival mode. And I don't know how many of you have lived in the space of survival mode, but it is a space that sometimes you don't even know you're living in until you actually stop for a second or something happens and you're in it. And you discover that this is how you have been living the last year, the last several years of your life. So I'm super excited to unpack this conversation, and I'm super happy to have somebody come back. This was his first season on my show. He's been in the comments before, and he jumped at the opportunity to be a part of this particular topic. So I'm happy to bring back Sean Wade back into oh shoot, Sean, where you go? Back into our space here. Let me add you here. And now we're going to get you here. There you go. Hi, Sean.
Hey Chris, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Excited to be back.
I'm happy to have you back. Like this show, I feel like people are shying away from because I don't think people are ready to unpack or even look at like their life and realize that they really are living in some level of survival mode.
What's funny is I started to type guess like 4 times. I was like, no, oh,
Like, no, you're not going to do it, but then you decided to do it, and here we are.
yep. I'm pretty sure them little bubbles popped up like 3, 4 times on your phone. What's he want now?
No, I was just like, oh, maybe he can ready to send me something, or maybe he can ready to say something. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's how we do, that's how it is. And then when I saw the guest thing, I was like, oh, that's what it was about. That's what he was trying to do. So I'm cool with
Yeah, I had to sit with this one for a minute because not only am I a member, I'm the president.
it. Sometimes it be like that, though. Hold on one second. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, well, see, look, you got a fan already. Here you go.
Hi, Jenny.
My good girlfriend Jennifer. One of these days, she gonna have to stop playing and come be on the show because she another one lurking in the comments. That's mean for me to say. It's the truth though. All right, so let me get here. Let me get these here notes and talk about unlearning our survival mode. So, Sean, when you saw like the survival mode topic, like what was your first thoughts?
Why is she coming for me?
Why everybody think I'm coming for them? I'm really not. I promise. It's just this real life, man. Like
Oh,
we
it is.
that's what this season is really about. It's about, you know, everything that I want to do. I want people to be affected. Like I want people's lives to be changed, even if in just the little ways or the little things. Uh, some of this stuff we really got to unpack because we can't move on or move beyond where we are if we don't recognize some of the things that like are there.
Absolutely.
So,
And for me, sitting with some of the questions that you shot me was really eye opening for me.
so let's talk about this. So the first question, everybody, is how would one define like survival mode in real life? Like I think we see it in the movies a lot of times. Um, and it's the extreme. It's either, the extreme depression or like the extreme survival mode. Um, there's never anything in between. So what would you say the definition of survival mode in your life has been?
For me, it's functioning on the surface, running on fumes on the inside.
Yeah, I think I can get with that. It's running in like protection versus like walking in purpose or running in purpose. Um,
No, the purpose is still there, but everything's a threat.
yeah, and you're not choosing things right. I think too. I think you're reacting mostly
Mhm.
because survival mode makes you like you said, run on fumes. So you run until there really is no gas in the tank, and you pray that you get to the gas station before your car absolutely stops working.
Been doing it for over 6 years.
That's a long time.
As we
And
go through this, we'll unpack, and you'll be like, "Oh my!"
I was talking like I was telling you offline, um, like I was talking to my therapist about this, and he was telling me that it's kind of like a seesaw.
Mhm.
He's saying, one end of your life is all the chaos, and then the other end of the seesaw is what your life would be like functioning, thriving, uh, versus surviving. And survival mode puts you in the middle, like where the bar is for the seesaw. And as you're trying to survive, you're trying to figure out how to keep it balanced versus dealing with one side completely or the other side completely. And when he said that, I was like, that is such a good analogy. Like I really couldn't say anything to it because I was
That
like,
makes
yes,
sense.
like it makes so much sense. Uh, for it. Hey y'all, here we go. Now here they come. Hey Kev, Viva's in the building. Um,
Hey, y'all.
Survival mode, you don't really rest. You kind of get into it. Hey, yes, hypervigilance. Uh, hey, this my good friend. I have to try to say her name without saying it because in the church world we always use the titles and we forget that people are regular people too. So I was getting ready to say, hey, Sister Karen, but it's Karen. Y'all see her. Hey, and Brian's here. Hey y'all. So
What's up, Brian?
y'all can answer these questions too. Um, the other thing that my therapist was saying is that you're not resting, you're recovering just enough to keep yourself going. Like
Mhm.
you never fully recover, you just give your body and your mind enough fuel to get you to the next thing versus just taking the time to recover all the way. And then you're functioning but you never really feel safe enough to just exhale.
That's a good follow up because it's not linear.
Yes. And when I told him that, I was like, bruh, like, listen, we was talking about healing the last time. And as a part of your journey, like you really do go through this. Like when you finally get to the point where you're saying, like, okay, I'm tired of like living in the space of almost like being sick. And I'm not saying like bacterially infected sick, but I'm saying like almost like mentally sick. And then your body goes through like just the sickness of not resting and not allowing your body to do the things it needs to do in order to rejuvenate itself so that you continue to, be able to walk normal and sleep normally and not have panic attacks and, all of these type of things that it's that roller coaster of trying to find the balance in
I've had to ink reminders on me to find the balance in that.
it. I'm getting me a tattoo this year, I promise you. So
Number
let's talk
14.
about you. That's the new one you got, right?
Yep.
So when did you first realize that you were surviving instead of actually living?
People started calling it out for me.
What did that look like?
Being president, not present in situations. See, I could be president too.
Bruh,
Um,
I take you right now.
same. Um, Being present in situations, but not being there.
Okay.
You ever see the movie Click?
Yes.
Like when he was at dinner and he was skipping through the conversation and it was like you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Another thing for me is just hyper independence.
Yes.
I don't need anybody. I got this.
When I tell you, like, I have done a good job of like being introverted enough that I don't go to things like I should. Like there are certain spaces that like I'm completely comfortable in, like the church space. Like
Mhm.
I'm cool most of the time. Like anything happening at the church, like Chris is gonna be there. But in other areas of my life, I'm so like I don't need that. I'm good. I don't need y'all. Like I'm good. Kind of space. And I don't think I recognized it until I moved back home. Because when I was in Colorado or I was in Atlanta, like it was okay for me to be by myself because of the position I had and all of that type of stuff. Like they expected you to be a loner. Um, but it was just weird trying to adjust, and there are still adjustments I'm trying to make to not be hyper independent.
That's been a learning curve for me because here in Carolina, I've got maybe a handful of good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like where I'm from in Virginia where I've known everybody 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
I've known these people 1 to 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it became real eye opening for me.
So in doing the research, like they say most people realize that they are surviving when something good happens, but they still feel very anxious about it. So like you got a promotion or like you bought a house or um
A year ago
those
today.
type of things. And the question that comes up is why can't I enjoy, this whatever this is? Hey, see, I was getting ready to do the same thing. Hey, Mr. Tony, running on fumes, trying to get to the gas station. I can't even take credit for that. That was the therapist who gave me that analogy, and Sean. So, um, they say too. You realize that you're surviving when rest feels uncomfortable instead of refreshing. And that's because your body doesn't know how to exist without pressure. So it's almost like you enjoy living in the chaos.
That's because silence is suspect.
Listen, that's a bar. Silence is suspect. Like, like do you in it? Do you find like that? silence when you're in the house? Like when you're in the house by yourself, does it? I
Oh,
don't
these
want to
four
say
walls
like
get loud.
yes, like super. To be like, all right, I gotta do something because this not good. This not great. Something gotta give. Did you find that happen more like right after your mom passed or later
Oh,
down the line?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, Even I'll go back a little bit further. Even after my dad passed, it was still me and my mom. But when I moved out west, I lived in Arizona before I came to North Carolina.
Okay.
It was so loud in the desert.
That's because it's the desert. What else is there?
I mean, just being alone with my thoughts, sitting outside. I mean, the skyline, gorgeous view. Don't get me wrong.
hmm
Third biggest mistake I ever made in life was moving out west, but that's another story.
Sometimes you
You
gotta
know,
do
then I came here, wound up taking care of mom. And then after she passed, just sitting in the house. And this is where I blew up Kevin's phone all the time. Pretty sure he looked at his phone going, again?
it. Like not this again, not this guy again.
But I mean, and it's still to this day, if I don't turn the TV on, even if it's on like YouTube and it's like praise music, or if
hmm
it's, people like listening to talks in the background, I have to have some type of noise in this house
Okay.
or I will bounce off the walls.
Now I've gotten better with that. Like I don't. I'm okay because I used to be very fine with silence. Like I could sit in the house and not nothing would be on, and I'm okay. It wasn't until I moved away and came back that silence became very weird. Because even now, like there are moments where if I sit too long in it, like I got to do something. Turn on
Because
the TV for background noise. Turn on some music, something. And I'm trying
silence
to
is
really,
sus.
yeah, but I'm trying to pull myself out of it because sometimes I remember before that sometimes in my moments of silence, I heard things a lot better and I heard things a lot more clearer. And sometimes the background noise makes noise, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, but it also depends on what's your focus.
That's true. That's very true. And
If I'm fasting and I'm neck deep in scripture and I've got like praise music on in the background just set the mood, my focus is hearing what the spirit has to say.
yeah.
But if I'm just sitting in this house and looking out the window going, what them kids doing, that's a whole different level of noise in this house.
Yeah, very true. That is very true. Here's a question for you,
Okay.
from Tony. Was there a feeling of dread or fear? Talking about when you were in the silence. I'm assuming.
It's just dread because you're waiting for the other shoe to fall.
Man, I thought I was the only person that used that phrasing. I do that a lot in relationships. Like I don't, and I think there's that survival mode can be compartmentalized. Like there's certain aspects of my life that I don't live in survival mode, and then there are areas of my life that I 100% live in survival mode. And I don't know. Sometimes I think there are moments where stuff just be happening, um, and it's crazy though. But definitely in some of my previous relationship spaces, definitely survival mode. All right. Uh, what would you say? You can say for you, were some common or are some common signs that you normalize that are actually survival responses?
Ooh, I got some good answers for you for that one. The first one for me is overthinking.
Mm,
I am three steps ahead of everybody in every conversation.
yep.
If it swings positive, I'm already thinking which way can it go. If it's negative, I'm already 3 steps going. All right, which way is the fist coming?
Okay.
For me, it's the long term one has been difficulty sleeping.
Okay.
I've slept 3 good times in 6 years.
You overdue for a nap, Sean.
Well, the only reason that I slept was somebody was occupying the pillow beside me,
Okay.
and I don't mean that in like a hey we got it type. Just somebody was there where I felt secure enough to rest, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Hmm.
I got a perfect example. I had a lunch date the other day. The girl put her head on my shoulder that I had lunch with.
Hmm.
My body instantly, oh, we can relax. Started yawning. The whole,
What?
I was like, no, 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 Red Bull, get. But just that moment of feeling safe and secure, where my body was like, okay, we can breathe.
Mm. Okay.
So that's been the big ones for me.
I think for me, definitely like check mark, check mark, check mark plus next to the overthinking portion. Like, I'm with you. I am definitely thinking like
Hey,
what's going
D.
to happen, and like when's the other shoe going to drop.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel sometimes I feel really bad about thinking that way, but it's definitely a protection space. Like, if I know that this is going to happen or this is the way that it could go, then I'm protecting myself so that, you know, I have a thing about letting people see that my feelings are hurt. So I won't cry in front of people. Um, so if I can already be thinking that way, then when it happens, I don't have to cry in front of you because you hurt my feelings. I cry when I get home.
Mm-hmm. You expect the
Um,
worst.
yes. Struggling to trust people sometimes. And sometimes the struggle happens even when people are consistent. Um, and they could be consistently good. And then other times it is consistently terrible. Like, if you keep telling me that you're going to do something, or you keep telling me that we're going to go somewhere, and every time you do it, it doesn't happen, I no longer have any of that level of trust. So when you say you're going to do something and you actually come through and do it, my brain immediately says, "Oh, it's because I nagged about it. That's the only reason why you're doing it. Not because you're actually trying to be consistent, but now I didn't say something to you about it, so now you feel like you have to." Um,
And
Another
it's
one.
funny you brought up trust because
Go ahead.
that's where I learned I was healing.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna take it to when I met you and Courtney. I didn't know what to expect. I was halfway tempted to hide behind Kevin and Viva. I was like, nah, I need to. And I felt an instant, I guess the word rapport with you and with
Mm.
Courtney, where I was like, all right, these are my people. I feel safe. I can be myself.
You wasn't fitting to be hiding at my house, no way. Not at no wings given, sir.
Man, I'm just saying. I ain't know if I ain't have to chameleon it. Okay, if I fake this smile, these people gonna leave me alone. I never
Uh
see them
huh.
again.
Yeah, I've been there. Been definitely in there. So here's another question: is your overthinking trying to control the situation?
I don't want to say it's trying to control the situation, but it's trying to prepare.
And to a degree, I definitely believe that's a form of control.
That's why I got the tattoo that says "Let them" on my hand. That's my permanent reminder to stop overthinking.
Yeah, and yeah, it is definitely trying to control the situation. Because again, who you kept telling who you which you, Kevin,
I,
is it
I
me
think he's
you or
telling.
he's talking to you?
I think he's talking to me.
Okay. He need to stop screaming in all caps though. Um, that's
I want to
rude.
know what they got a pill for. That's what I want to
I
know.
don't. I don't even know if I want to know. Um, but but yeah, I think I realized the overthinking was control probably when I was engaged. Um, and just even in the wedding planning, I had an exit strategy if something was going to happen. Just because of the nature of the relationship. Okay. Thank you, Kevin, because I was getting ready to wonder who you was hollering at. Um, so when it did when what I thought was gonna happen happened, like I was super calm about it. I needed to be super upset about it, but I had already run the scenario so many times in my head that me being mad, I was over it at that point. And it happened and I was like, all right, I'm going. Um, but it was having a backup plan for the backup plan almost.
Hmm.
Like I couldn't even enjoy like wedding planning because I had already planned.
Let me find out you a bridezilla.
No, I was like by no stretch of the imagination am I. I was probably one of the. I'm probably a very easy bride because people were like, "Chris, what you think about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I like it." Um, I was gonna have a comic book wedding, so it was gonna be super fun. Um, but there was a thought process that a plan I had during the time that we were doing the wedding planning. If this happens, this is what I'm gonna do. And then there was another plan that once I got married, if this happened, this is what I was gonna do. So yeah, the overthinking was super high at that point. But um yeah, so it was just anxiety and productivity. Yeah, that's the phrase I'll use. How does survival mode show up differently for different types of people? So I wonder if you recognize survival mode in other people or the other people around you, and what do you see in those people that either you see in yourself or don't see?
People take, yeah, yeah. God, I need some caffeine. Um, People taking things personally that aren't meant to be personal, which
Mm-hmm.
kind of leads to that, defensiveness.
Yep.
I'm guilty of it because you ain't fitting to talk to me any type of way. For me, it could be avoidance also,
Okay.
whether it be something a sensitive topic or we're just not gonna feel that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I've told people I put myself out there and then I put myself right back because what was I thinking?
Like, let me step out here. No, let me step back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am the. I have been labeled, though I don't believe I am that. I've been labeled as an overly emotional person because I like to talk about feelings, and sometimes I'm very intense when I talk about feelings. But I give other. Sometimes I have a habit of giving other people like those fight and flight responses, where either they're going to get into an argument with me about something or they're going to run away from me about something. And I think too that is a a survival mode like response.
Hmm.
I think some people just get overstimulated and that's what they do. I think people are accustomed to, like we said, being hyper independent. So the only emotions you've had to deal with are the ones that belong to you. So dealing with other people's emotions becomes too much.
It
Um,
can if it for me if it's overstimulating, but I will have those conversations. I be honest with you, I love those conversations where I feel safe enough and secure enough with you to be vulnerable.
mm-hmm.
whether we're talking about, the future we're trying to build, or, a night or what have you. See, those conversations to me are the most relaxing
Yeah.
when I don't have to, okay, I got to be the tough guy.
And I'm like that with my friends. Like it doesn't even have to be like romantic relationships. Like I like talking about emotions with my platonic friendships and with other women that I'm in some level of connection with. Um, talk about emotions with my pastors, like all that kind of stuff. Like I'm a connect with me on that level, and like that's where
If
we
you can
are. That's the
connect with me on that level, our bond is like that.
yes, yes, that's exactly what it is. But with this survival mode stuff, it's at least from what I've seen, it's fight, flight, freeze,
Freeze.
shut down, um, just just to not deal with whatever's happening. And then you have the high functioning people that are achieving, producing, smiling when you don't necessarily need to or want to,
Fake
um,
it till you make it.
and then internally, running on the fumes. Those are the high functioning versions of the fight, flight, freeze, and shut down. So if you're out there and you do any of these consistently, uh, you might want to look at yourself and say maybe I'm surviving and not actually thriving. Would be the word. What experiences have you noticed, or what experiences have you had that create your survival mode?
Oh wow. Um, there's been so many things that have showed me that the world isn't safe. Uh, different trauma, relationship traumas,
Mm-hmm.
different traumas just through life. Being a caregiver to both parents till they passed.
Mm,
Toxic environments,
yeah.
whether it be some of my friends, whether it be work, whether it be relationships, because I've seemed to go, how big is the red flag and can it hit me with it? And then it's simple things just like everyday financial stress.
Mm-hmm.
Looking just the way things are now, going, okay, this $50 gonna fill up my tank, but I'm gonna eat ramen the rest of the week.
Right. Kevin, get off. Get off. Anybody
The
talk
devil
about
is a lie.
Ain't nobody talk about him. Um
I
I
voted for the lady with the pearls and the chucks.
facts. I definitely get the financial portion of it. Like I have to, and it's like a split second, moment, especially when like some unforeseen bill shows up. Um,
Mhm.
like something I thought I paid off, but then the bill coming, I was like, what? Um, for a hot second, I'm like, all right, Lord, like, my paycheck this small, and I got all this stuff here. We need to have a conversation. Um,
That's
and
when you start going by name. You be like Jehovah.
yep, got to, because if I don't, I'm gonna go a little crazy in here.
Hmm.
Um, so your faith got to kick in. At
But
that
you have to
point,
be careful with that too,
how so?
because faith can be a crutch to enabling survival mode.
Interesting. What do you mean by that?
So anytime you struggling or you going through something, what's one of the most common things people say? I'll just have faith.
Mm-hmm.
If I have faith, but now that's leading back to that hyper independence.
Yeah.
I don't need to ask you for anything because God got me at some point. I can be hungry all day, but I ain't gonna ask you for bread because I know God got me.
Yep. And we sometimes we have to recognize that God is get putting people in our pathways and in our lives to help us
Hmm.
because we pray to ask for help. Not to say that God can't bread from heaven can't float down still. But if God told me to go to the food pantry because they had 7 loaves of bread that they trying to get rid of, that's where I'm going.
Hmm.
Um, the thing that I found out, what situations or experiences create or usually create survival mode. It says anything that teaches you the world is not safe or stable. So some of the things that you listed, like chaotic childhoods, trauma or loss, being in environments where you had to figure it out too early, uh, inconsistent love, and then they said even church spaces where you felt judged instead of covered. So
I think we
survival
all been
mode
in a church like that at least once.
once. Um,
No, I ain't trying to come for nobody specific. I'm just
look,
saying.
I ain't got to say it out loud, but I was at a church that I had been for a really long time, and I think I've told this story over the pulpit a couple times, where I wanted to, and this is when like dance ministries and ensembles were like really like becoming like really big things, and the lady told me I was too fat to dance, and I might have been like 11 or 12 at the time, maybe 13. um but you talking about like trauma, like everybody else in the youth ministry was dancing but you told me I couldn't, just because I wasn't a size 2. Boy, I had such issue with church people after that.
Oh yeah.
So just it teaches you, like I said, it teaches you that the world isn't safe, but then you have to figure out how to navigate through that so that you don't like bleed on other people, because some people are going to be safe for you, but you've grown accustomed to living in this space where then you say, well, doesn't matter, you ain't safe either.
The people that are, this is just my experience. The people that are safe, you instantly know.
Mm.
Again, that's why I harken back to we're having this conversation. Because if I didn't think you were safe, I'd be sitting in the chat going, here's my answer.
But I think for some of us, learning that somebody is safe because we've had experiences where the initial interaction, oh, I thought that they were safe, and then they turned out not to be. So I have, well, can't say I have that issue anymore, but I used to have that issue where I was very trusting up front. Um and I give people a lot of grace. Um even to the point sometimes where that grace is detrimental to myself, or has been, because I'm not necessarily like that anymore. Um
I give
but
you enough rope.
yes, but in giving them enough rope, I also decided to hang myself in that, in those instances, because I allowed people to do and say things to me that probably weren't like the best of things that somebody who was safe would have never said to me or done to me. So, you know, it got to a point where I didn't even trust like my own judgment of people. And I had to, like really unlearn that. And sometimes it's not about picking bad people, but you're picking what feels normal.
Hmm.
So in the survival mode, because this is what I'm accustomed to, this is the people to whom I gravitate.
That's where you set boundaries. That's what I learned.
Yes, have to.
I can't save everybody.
And I don't want to save everybody. I don't want to save nobody. How about that? Like, I can be an instrument to help you get to the space where you can be saved. But and this is not like trying to be super spiritual, but I can't save nobody. I can direct you, I can help you, but I can't save nobody. I ain't got that kind of I ain't got that kind of power.
I don't know. I've heard you speak. There's some thunder in your words.
Hey, listen, they ain't nothing but the Holy Ghost. They are words that came downloaded. Here's another question. Why can peace feel uncomfortable when you've been in survival mode too long?
I'll say it again. Silence is sus.
We again, I was telling Sean offline that I went to therapy today, and I was telling my therapist, that this is the show that we were talking about, Unlearning Survival Mode, and this is what my whole therapy session was about. Like, he was so excited to hear about what it was that we were talking about. And one of the things that he said is because your nervous system thinks calm is being calm is suspicious
Mhm.
because you have been so heightened for so long that when everything calms down, your body literally does not know what to do.
Exactly. That's what I said. For the past 6 years, I've slept good 3 times.
That's crazy. Peace feels like the moment before something goes wrong. So instead of relaxing, you start scanning, what am I missing?
hmm Silence before the storm.
Yes. Or like we said earlier, we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Um, and when you think about it, it's like, God, do not want to live my life where I'm always anticipating the worst. Cause then you don't get to
You
live.
miss
Like,
life.
yes, like you miss doing, not just doing, but you miss living, and you miss enjoying the things that should bring you some level of joy and contentment. God, I would hate to go to, like, go someplace that's on my bucket list and, like, not be able to enjoy it because I'm, thinking somebody's gonna, like, drive past me and hit me with, like, a bus or something. Like, I don't want to think like that. If I'm hanging out in London trying to get on them, big double decker red buses, and
I'll wait for you at the bus stop.
come on, man, gotta get on the double decker bus.
No, ma'am.
Go see Big Ben and Big Shirley. Like,
There is only one thing I want to see in London, so I
and
will.
what's that?
Pierre Lachaise Cemetery.
Okay, is there a reason?
So a lot of famous poets and some artists are buried there. I'm a huge Doors fan, so that's where Jim Morrison is buried.
Okay.
Other than that, you can go see Big Ben, you can go see the Eiffel Tower. I'll be at the cemetery and then I'll be in the hotel room.
Come on, man, you gotta get on the bus. Um, um, the other phrase that I found is, it's like your body is waiting for a storm that hasn't even been scheduled yet.
Ma'am, stop coming for me.
Like, not a storm that is coming, but one that's not even, like, hasn't even formed yet. Like, you're
hmm
you're waiting for it. So that's a crazy thought to think that. And just thinking about that kind of stuff, like sitting in your body, like, it's not even just your nervous system, it's like all the other functioning portions of your body. Like, you don't even can't even digest your food well, and to your point, like, you don't sleep well, your brain never really shuts off. um
If it wasn't for an angel I wouldn't have learned to stop and appreciate the moment.
Okay, talk to me about that.
So me and mom always went to a Mexican restaurant in town, and that was where we went for her birthday, or occasionally, we just went out to dinner.
Okay.
So I always eat quick. Let me rephrase. I did eat quick until this point because I'm looking around, kind of fidgeting. And this lady came over, and she was a gorgeous woman. I'm gonna be macho for a second before I be vulnerable. A Spanish lady. I'll never forget what she looks like because I ain't never seen her since. That's why I
Okay.
said she was an angel. She came over to our table and she's like, "Can I talk to you?" At first, I was like, "Hey, what you got?" And she's like, "You need to be more present in the situations." And I kind of first I was like, my whole attitude shifted. I was like, "Well, who you coming at me for? I don't know you. You can come hit on me, but that's about it." And she started explaining how she lost her mom, and she was like, "I would give anything to be able to have dinner with my mom again." She's like, "You just need to make yourself more available to the moment."
Hmm.
And at first, I was mad because I was like, "How you going? You don't know me?" Because I was just sitting at the table. You know, how you spin your phone, and I was just kind of there, but I wasn't there.
Okay.
So her and my mom talked, and they hugged. She cried. My mom cried. The part that got me was my mom said that her perfume smelled really good.
Okay.
The lady gave her the bottle of perfume that she had on.
Wow.
I still have the bottle of perfume. It was some Versace perfume.
Okay.
That's the only proof I have this woman exists. Because when I tell you, Chris, I never saw the woman leave.
Really?
Yeah, I never saw her leave. I never saw her. I never saw what table she came from. All I know is this woman walked up on me. And right then and there, that really stopped me. And I was like, okay, I need to start appreciating these because time is a predator that hunts us all.
Yeah.
And so I started slowing down, enjoying my meal, enjoying the conversation, not knowing a few years later I would not be having those.
Mm-hmm.
That has been that was the biggest eye opener. Every time I go to a restaurant, because I still go on mom's birthday, I look around. I even sit close to the same spot, and they done rearranged the tables like 19 times in the past 3 years. I ain't never seen that lady since. And this ain't a big town I live in. It is not like Baltimore where you're liable to see one person once and never see them again. This town
Baltimore is
about this
more big.
big.
Yeah.
So I believe I entertained an angel
Wow.
who was kind of preparing me for what was to come.
Yeah. Hmm. That's crazy. Whew. Goosebumps, man.
I got to bring my A game when I come up on coffee and tea now.
Hilarious. Put what on a shirt, sir? Put that on a shirt.
But what?
That's he. Kevin's not. He doing two things right now. He trying to pay attention to our conversation. And he's watching SmackDown at the same time, so he's not thinking in complete sentences. Um, so here's the shift. Like, what does healing actually require when now that we've recognized, now we need to try to unlearn our survival patterns?
Slowing down for me. I'm going to tell you what it was for me. Slowing down to smell the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of segued into that story with my mom and the lady.
Yeah.
That really was my slow down moment. That was your setting boundaries too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am quick to be there for everybody when everybody needs something, whether it's a shoulder to cry on, a voice of reason. And if I'm the voice of reason, you've gone way left.
Oh, time is everybody's predator. Yeah, definitely stopping and enjoying the moment.
And that's how you rewire your nervous system.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I'm getting overwhelmed, I had it right now because I couldn't remember all of it. It's a countdown. It's five, four, three, two, one.
Mm-hmm.
Five things you can see, four things you can feel, three things you can hear, two things you can smell, and one thing you can taste.
Okay. That's
That
a
is my biggest grounding. That is my if you if I, next time I come through Baltimore, if you ever catch me and I'm starting to look around,
mm-hmm.
I'm counting
That's what
down.
you're doing. Yeah, when I first started going to therapy, it was square breathing. You think of a square, and
Hmm.
every time you draw a line, you breathe in. When you do the next one, you have to breathe out, and that was like my grounding thing for me. We got you. We got you, Kevin. Um, so yeah, definitely. And one of the young adults in my ministry, he told me that. He told me, it's like, Chris, you're always moving past points so quickly to get to the next thing. He's like, stop and just enjoy the moment.
Hmm.
Like, sit in it, even if it's uncomfortable. Like, sit in it for a little while and then move on it. Um,
The other big one is prayer
yes.
because that's where you can, for me, is just surrendering it, you know, and then I'm learning c- how to truly rest in His presence.
And what that actually looks like one of the things that I'm a very big component of is like giving people both, giving what scripture says and what that looks like in real life. Like, just to use what you just said, like sitting in his presence, what does that tangibly look like?
For me, it's just trying to envision His feet. I don't need to see the face. I don't need to see the hands. I don't need to see. I just want to see His feet.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm sitting in my prayer closet, that's my safe space in this house.
Yeah. And I think those are very, like, somebody could grab a hold of those things and understand what sitting in his presence is. To your point, like, people say, oh, we'll just go pray. Okay, if I'm already overthinking and I'm already like overstimulated and I'm already like thinking the worst, what am I supposed to pray? Because right
That's
now,
why I had to write it
I don't even
down.
know what's going on.
The
Yeah.
calendar that I showed you, that's why I had to write it down.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it is both sides of it. It's not just the prayer. It's not just the, like, I'm cool, I'm good now. It's the meeting of them both. I say, when we look at how Jesus really ministered, when you go back and you look at it, Jesus not only talked about spiritual things, but he gave tangible stuff that they could do and they could hold on to, so that when he walked away, that they still were able to recall and know what he said, because he left them with tangible tools to remember.
Mhm.
And in these kinds of situations, like when it comes to the unlearning and the unpacking, it is the tangible stuff. Dr. Hilliard um, talks about garbage in, garbage out. And it's when you recognize that there's something that is incorrect, or you're trying to change something, when you're getting rid of it, you have to replace it with something so that you don't go back to the misinformation or the bad information or the bad behavior. People who stop with substance abuse of any kind have to transition
To
their
something else.
routine to something else. And sometimes some people become addicted to that because they're, trying to do it, but it's still the replacing the bad with something good. And you got rid of the stuff that was the lie, the bad information, the overthinking, and now you have to replace it with the stuff that doesn't make you do all of those things. So, to your point, slowing down, setting boundaries. We talked about safe people, so letting the safe people in even when it feels uncomfortable.
And being accountable to those safe
Yes.
people.
And I think that's another piece. Do I have people in my life that's going to call me on my stuff?
Hmm.
Am I vulnerable enough with those people that in the moments where I do stupid stuff, can I call them and it not be, well, I told you
Awkward.
not to go over there. I told you not to do that. Told you not to open the door for the person.
I said
Like,
on your last show, thank God for godly friends.
yes. But sometimes even godly people sometimes do too much. Got to be the right godly people. Because some
That's
godly
why
people, be out for your demise too.
there's always a Judas floating around.
Man, listen. And there's always a Timothy. I mean, well, no, not a Timothy. A
Thomas.
Thomas. Somebody who's always, man, no, we not, no, no, it's not like that. No, no, it's not the truth. Um,
See, that's one, and I don't mean to cut you off. That's one of the things where mine and Kevin's dynamic is just perfect. He has seen me at my absolute worst. He has seen me at my absolute highest. And I know that I can call him at for raw, and I can be, hey man, I'm going through this. And I know he's going to stop whatever he's doing and he's going to listen. And he's
mhm.
going to give me either one or two types of advice. He's going to give me that straight guy to guy, listen,
Like my
or
God.
he's going to give me some sound biblical advice.
And that's the piece. It is the ability to be able to do that. And I think too, it's understanding that the reciprocal is there.
Hmm.
Like I've had issues in the past where I've been that to somebody, but then when I need it, people are nowhere to be found.
Oh, the right people will call me out quicker than they.
Yes.
That's how I have learned those are who your true friends are.
Yeah.
I would rather have four quarters and a pocket full of pennies.
If I have one person in my life that I can be my authentic self with, like I don't have to put on the facade or have to put on the, like I can't, I don't do fake well. My face too honest for me to fake anything. Um
Sometimes my face just tells what I'm thinking.
Baby, my face always, even when I try not to. My
See,
face
that's why,
always.
we had the mask. I was good.
even with the even with the mask, my employees used to tell me all the time, like from right here up, they could literally tell what I was thinking. So my whole face, it does not matter. But just that level of accountability that you can have with the people that you trust.
See, that's what when I came to Baltimore, that
Mhm.
was as much as I joke and be like that was a trip just to surprise him. It was, but that was also much needed for me
Good.
because it gave me a chance to go,
Hmm.
and actually to use your phrase, be my authentic self. The one who's engaging, the one who will ask questions, try and make people laugh along the way.
Yeah.
instead of going, all right, I got to chameleon this situation so I can drive my little self home.
Yep. And it's good to have those types of people. I think everybody needs those
So
types.
I'll be coming back soon just to
I
put that
hope
out there.
so. Yeah. We I know what you call I'm gonna say that we always look forward to having you around. Say it with your face. Yes. Put that on a t-shirt.
I ain't that creative.
Four quarters and a pocket full of pennies. Tony really liked that phrase. Um that would be a good one to put on a shirt. So again,
I'll split the proceeds with anybody who knows how to do that. Just saying.
hilarious. Like we said on the last show, healing can be uncomfortable because you're learning a new way to exist.
Hmm.
And I think in this unlearning survival mode is like your patterns and stuff, it's going to be uncomfortable. Especially when you're first recognizing and first trying to change it because you're so accustomed to doing, this one thing the whole time. Um, here we get to it. How does faith and survival mode sometimes clash? Sometimes, all the time. Um, Phrasing says survival mode says I got me. Faith says trust the God. Those two do not mix at all.
And if you're not careful, like I said, they'll carry you back right to where you came from.
Yeah, and I think in spaces and moments, I busied myself and said that I was just doing the work of ministry, but I was so accustomed to always doing. Like something need to be done, I'm gonna do it. Somebody missing, I'm gonna go put myself in there. You need somebody to do this, I'm gonna go and do that. Um, and it was when I didn't have all of those things, it was like, what am I doing in my life?
Mhm.
Like there are some moments now where like I didn't go to rehearsal this week because I had a meeting. And I'm gonna be sitting in the seats during praise and worship, where usually I'm up singing. Sometimes in the moments I don't know what to do. You would think that my brain would shift and be like, "Sis, now you ain't got to sing.
You can go post.
Now you can just go all the way in." But my brain sometimes does not shut off
Hmm.
because I'm looking at people walking in front of the camera, people walking when you ain't supposed to be walking, uh, stuff not
Are they
stuff not in
walking
the
or are
right
they
place.
running the aisle?
Yes, like my brain just, and I have to sometimes sit there and be like, okay, God, like help me focus on where I'm supposed to be focused. I want to focus on you, man. Like seriously, but help me shut my brain off and not look at all the details. Help me not miss. And I say it across the pulpit all the time. Like, don't miss your opportunity to worship the Lord. And here I am in a moment where I'm getting ready to miss this opportunity and I don't want to
Because you're trying to control the
because I'm trying
variables.
to control the narrative. So it's just like, man. So, it's like you gotta get this stuff in submission. And that's the reason why I put this comment up. The flesh is always an unwilling participant in anything spiritual.
And that's why I will fast like it's nobody's business. Oh, I love fasting.
I've never heard anybody say that. So you're the first person. I know people that understand the need for it. I've
Oh,
never
I
heard anybody say I love it.
oh I do because that's become my check for me. When I
Hmm.
know I am way out of pocket,
Yep.
I will turn my plate down, whether it be lunch, dinner, what have you, and just listen so I get lined right back up.
Yeah. Well, Bible says that some things only come through prayer and
Prayer and
fasting.
fasting.
So there are gonna be some moments where you gonna have to.
Mm,
No, I don't.
I'm
At all,
undiagnosed.
Kevin. All right. Last question says, what does thriving look like after you've been in survival mode?
Let me jump to that page.
I
I told you I came prepared. I got like 5 pages of notes.
know, like it's good to unpack this stuff. Like you just don't know until you sit and actually like walk through it.
The biggest ones for me,
Mm-hmm.
peace feels safe. I go back to the lunch date that I had.
Mm-hmm.
When her head hit my shoulder, I wasn't like looking around, I was in the moment. I was present. And my body was like, time to take a nap.
Take a nap.
That's when peace feels safe. It's no longer sus.
Okay.
You're able to be, again, like for me, your true self. You're being authentic, whether it be a personal relationship, whether it be a friendship with somebody. You're not hiding behind, you're not being a chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to be who you are, whether that's good, bad, ugly, pretty. You're able to be who you are and you feel safe.
Yeah. Okay. So some of them are, to your point, being able to rest without guilt.
I'm gonna get that one down one day.
Not assuming the worst all the time. Uh, Letting people love you without suspicion.
Th-
Responding. Go ahead.
that's a hard one.
Letting people love you without suspicion.
Because
I am the. Go ahead.
if you're in my circle, like I love you to death. If
Mm-hmm.
you called me and said, "Hey, I need you to be here. We riding on this guy," I'll be there as quicker than you can say anything. But it's that feeling safe.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't accept things well. Um, Nor do I take accolades well. So like when people like somebody earlier, I was talking about my hair and how I look like one of them poof balls that's on the top of the hats in the wintertime. And somebody was like, Chris, your hair looks really nice. And I was just like, no, it don't. Like that's no fair, Sean. It ain't nothing up there. Um, even when like if I dress nicely or um if I've done something well, like I got my church did like this thing where they gave women in the church a phenomenal woman award. Like you would have thought it was the first time I was standing up there, looking at me. Just because I don't do well with the accolade. Um, I don't accept gifts well. I am a wonderful gift giver. The reciprocal I usually don't do well with. So yes, letting people love me without the suspicion of, oh, they fit to ask me to do something. Um,
You got to be in a select group for that.
yeah, yeah. Um, Having peace that doesn't depend on everything going right. And I've started to be very good at this. Like I am okay to let the ship sink.
I know
I'm
how
at
to swim.
I'm at peace with it. Like, you know, I like cold water too. So if it all fall apart after I done tried to help, it just fall apart. And I am at peace with that. And that goes with relationships, like friendships, all that kind of stuff. If I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to, if I'm trying to reach out, if I'm trying to connect, I'm trying to hang out, and people decided they don't want to talk to me no more, like
That's your loss. Catch you later.
I don't know, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Like I'm not groveling.
Oh, that's the one thing I've learned. I will not chase after you.
I'm not chasing nobody.
Now, if we had a falling out and it's on me, I'm gonna chase after you just to apologize.
Goodbye,
But
Cat. He
well,
gets on my
she's
nerves.
phenomenal, so that's why they listed 200 accolades.
Was not 200. Doing the
But
most.
I'm not fitting to chase after nobody.
Yeah, yeah.
That door is open for a reason.
I did that once as a teenager, and it was awful feeling. No, look, brother Tony, I could be on the ship, and the ship could sink. But yes, as long as I ain't on the ship, you know,
Oh no, I'll go down with the ship because I know how to swim.
lifeboats. Um,
I don't need no lifeboat. I'll burn a bridge while I'm standing on it.
bruh. Um, at the end of the day, thriving is when you are finally living, not just embracing for impact. So one of the things that I have decided in this year is to get out and do more things that actually make me happy. Whether or not I do it with somebody or not. Like getting out and actually like doing things. Cuz I spent a lot of time in the house. Like when I think about like my last year, I spent a lot of time in the house. Um and I think part of that is just the mode that I was in. Like I'm accustomed to like fixing things for everybody. Um, and all that kind of stuff. So now it's like, well, I need to get out and do some things for myself. Like I'm a foodie. So now it's
Me
like
too.
all
That's why I'm fat.
listen, I have gotten to the point where I said, well, we get ready to be on the other side of this. I'm gonna enjoy the food. Like
Hmm.
that's just where I'm at. So there are like places that I see like on Instagram and stuff that I have a whole folder now. That's like these are the places that I'm gonna head out. And when I plan my budget, I pick one of those places, and that's where I ended up. Like I saw this place a couple times on Instagram. It's called the Den. It's like a little hole in the wall place. But it's super like the vibe of the place is so dope, and they do karaoke and all this other kind of stuff, and it's like a little hangout spot. And I've been there a couple times. Once I went with like a really good girlfriend of mine, but I've been there like 3 times by myself now. So it's like this kind of stuff makes me happy, and the chicken wings is real good. So I'm a sucker for a good chicken wing. Um, but
Same.
these are the types of things that I'm saying to myself, like
Mhm.
this is what thriving looks like to me. These
That's
are
stopping to smell the roses.
yes, and jumping in the roses, like not just smelling them, but like I know how the roses feel. I can recall the
If you into
smell.
thorns, we on a whole different topic now.
Man, listen. Sometimes, even thriving, there are moments where it's gonna be uncomfortable and it may hurt, but I'm still in a space of moving forward,
Hmm.
and that's the thing for me.
That's been the hardest part for me
Moving
is
forward,
moving forward. And I have to remind myself that although I wear my family on my arm, they don't want me sitting here.
yeah.
They want me to be out living life, out moving forward, in whatever that looks like, whether it's going to, like you said, trying a new food spot. There's a barbecue restaurant. I've been here 6 years. The first time I've been was the other day.
Wow. And North Carolina's supposed to have good barbecue.
They do.
I come down there and try some burnt ends. It's like my favorite barbecue thing.
I'll find a spot.
Okay. Two Fat Guys podcast road trip. Um, so again, here's the sip and spill question, right?
I knew that was coming.
I didn't give you this one though, I don't think.
No,
Um, what is one survival habit you thought was a personality trait until you realized it was an actual coping mechanism?
looking for threats everywhere.
Mm. I can't believe I'm fitting to say this because it's one of the things I kind of like pride myself in, but I realize that I ask a lot of questions of people as a coping mechanism.
Wow,
Like I need to find out everything up front, so that if I don't feel like it, I don't want to. I got all the answers I needed instead of just letting it ride.
that's deep.
Man, it's I make fun of it, but when when I think about it, sometimes I really can be the Spanish Inquisition. And
Because now I'm sitting here
again,
thinking with some of the people that I talk to, I'm like, I ask a lot of questions.
yes. And it's like we said, you've already thought, it's like chess. You've already thought 5 moves ahead. So you're asking all of the questions to see if you get to this move. And when you don't, it's like, okay, now I got another 5 questions to ask to see if I still get to that same spot. And sometimes it can be intense. And I don't mean it to be that way, but in thinking about living in that survival mode space, it's become that. Like, yeah, Courtney, there's a healthy level of questions that you can ask people, and then there gets a point where it just be too
It's
much.
an interrogation.
Yes. That's why I say it's like the Spanish Inquisition. So, I thought it was a definitely thought it was a part of my personality because I've always been inquisitive. I always ask questions. But to the degree that I have asked some people, like, let me go back and apologize. I am so sorry. So, it is that. So, but you know, like I said, this season really is about unpacking um, some of the things that we have kind of let go under the rug for way too long. And I was gonna push this episode back till later in the year because the first time like I put it out there, like nobody said anything, and I was like, well, I don't really want to. This is not a show to do by myself. So I was like, oh well, there isn't a lot of interest. Let's push it back. And then I was like, nope, we're gonna put it out here one more time and see if somebody shows up. So I appreciate you, Sean, as
I took the bait on
always.
the hook.
No, I truly believe one of my prayers this year has been, God, let the right people for the right shows pop up. Like this particular podcast was like the one that wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to like be great. And this podcast has been like a really awesome like experience, especially in this season where we're starting to be a little bit more spicy.
I know
And
I got to work up so I can get at least two spices.
this show is two spices. It's two peppers today.
Oh, it's two peppers? Okay, I
Yeah,
get
it's two
something.
peppers today. So yeah, so you made it to the two pepper show. Now we
I
get
just hope if somebody hears me and goes, hey, if went through this, or I can go through it and come out on the better.
yes, and again, like we said at the top of the show, like that really is like the point of the season. It really is more introspective and hoping that somebody who's actually watching during the live or somebody who watches on a rewatch actually takes the time to sit and say, you know what, something that Sean said like really struck a nerve, or the conversation between Chris and Sean like really made me think about, something that I did, last year or last week or last night. it really makes me want to think whether or not I'm living, you know, in a survival space or if I'm actually thriving. So, it's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that, sir. We appreciate the love, y'all. I'm trying to find the list of what the next show is.
Let me go get my calendar.
Hilarious. I haven't picked the date yet, so I don't know. I don't know what the date is gonna be, but I'm just trying to find the list of the shows.
That's why I'm quick to talk about like the struggles I've had with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Because if one guy hears me and goes, "Hey," he's open about it and it's okay, I can go talk to somebody.
And hopefully that's what people do. So we appreciate that, Mr. Tony. So episode 4 is the lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable.
Man, stop coming for me.
Look, this a 4 spicy show. So this theme of this next show is about self deception and avoidance, and over spiritualized excuses. So yeah, yeah. So be on the lookout for the guest opportunities to be a part of the show. Y'all may see Sean again. Um, I hope to get a panel of people on, so we could talk about this show. It really it deserves 4 peppers because this show we about to confront. We about to not only confront ourselves, but we can ready to confront some demons on this one too. So uh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Just watch out for the uh, the invite and the announcement. Uh, any appearances you got coming up on any podcasts, Sean?
Um, I will be on the Two Fat Guys podcast tomorrow night
Okay, for the season
uh,
finale.
for the season finale, and then I will be on Courtney's when hers drops on. I think it's May 15th.
Yep. So I will also be on that show. I will not be on the Two Fat Guys podcast tomorrow, but I would like to put a plug in for them. It is their season finale. It is a recast show. So everybody on the show will be recasting specific DC characters. It is an all female cast. So if you like comic books, if you're into any of the Marvel and DC movies, look out for the posts going live tomorrow for Two Fat Guys podcast. Lots of shenanigans with that. It's going to be super fun. And then Courtney's show, she says it's going to, yep, I just said it. Season finale tomorrow for Two Fat Guys. Courtney's Erotic Nights is May the 16th.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close. It is a battle of the sexes, so there's quite a few of us on the show for that. So it should be a lot of fun. That is a put your kids to bed show. So nobody under the age of 18 need to be up
Oh, well, then
watching
I
that.
can't participate. 17.
Lies. Uh, lies. Thank you, Courtney. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you for the time. 9 p.m. for that Erotic Nights podcast. It's her first one. So it's the show opener on
And
May the
we're gonna
16th.
show up and show out.
You better bet it. What did I say? Did I not say Justice League? Okay. If I didn't say Justice League, I probably just said DC. But it's a Justice League recast. So just catch the Two Fat Guys tomorrow. And then I will also be doing my other podcast tomorrow. That's going to be at 7. It is the Unserious Serious Gospel. So it's the Bible study. And there'll be a podcast element to that a little bit down the road. So we are starting with the book of Romans. So
Get your
yeah.
highlighters out.
Yep, man, it's gonna be some good stuff. So I'm excited to get back into that teaching space with the folks. So you'll be able to see that tomorrow at 7. So again, Sean, thanks so much for joining me on the
Oh, it's been a
show.
pleasure.
Always appreciate you coming through. Guys, don't forget to share. If you are not a fan of the Coffee and Tea page, please go to the page and like it on Facebook. If you don't follow it on YouTube, go and subscribe, hit the bell so that you'll know anytime it goes live, and you'll be able to watch and share. So we will see you guys on the next episode. Have a good one.